Hey Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over that massive pump on the Bitcoin chart. Guys, in the last episode, we were, of course, looking for a pump around $40,000. And in fact, we got that pump in spades. We got that pump all the way now to 47,000. Now, our original target was approximately 44,000 to maybe 45,000, but in fact, we are now sitting very close to our previous local highs, which sit around 49,000. And in this daily bearish order block that we are now bumping our head into here on the 2 week. Now, why am I on the 2 week chart? The reason I'm on the 2 week chart is because I do believe that this market has been propelled forward by the 2 week. And it's just been these major macro moves that have been moving the chart. And currently, our volatility pivot on the 2 week is at $46,000. And guys, if we do close above $46,000, it is going to look pretty good. So what does that mean? Of course, that means that if we close under 46,000, we could be talking about potential reversal conditions on this massive pump for perhaps a pullback. That would be our first sign. And if we close above 46,000 on the 2 week, which is closing in approximately 2 days here, then we could see a push even further, perhaps into the 50s. Dare I say 52, maybe 54, even perhaps as high as $60,000, taking out some of this liquidity here on this 2 week fair value gap, or this weekly fair value gap that we have up here, or at least perhaps pushing up into this weekly bearish order block. Now, we would expect that reversal to come up pretty soon, but guys, look at this chart. Look at this chart. We have gone all the way from our macro lows to nearly our macro highs on BTC. And guys, it's been a long journey. In the last year, I was one of the first guys to be calling a new bull market. Bull market, bull market, bull market. I was calling it month after month after month that we were in a new bull market. And I got so much resistance. I got so much hate that it was just impossible. We had to go down to 8K. We had to go down to 10K, which were targets that originally I was hoping for as well. However, when the charts are telling you that they're going to move in a new direction, you better believe it. And here we are, nearly at $50,000 again. And in the last episode, we were pulling back to 40, and I said, watch out for that pump. And boy, are we getting a nice pump here. Now, in 2 days, if we are above 46,000 or below 46,000, that's going to give us our major bias for what may be coming next. It doesn't mean that we couldn't squeeze a little bit more out if we do end up closing above there. It's just that I'm going to be very leery if we do close underneath, and especially if we break into the alpha momentum pool on the 2 week. Now, these pools have been highly successful, very, very high hit rates in the 80 to 90 percentiles. So, I've done a lot of back testing with my kind of proprietary system here, and it's very successful that we would at least cross the pool. And with the bull zone being right underneath my pool, if we do lose my momentum pool, then we're also going to lose the bull zone, and that could send us into this potential buy region here, somewhere between 34 to let's just say $27,000, which, by the way, do happen to be the targets off of this major macro harmonic that we have here, playing on the 3-day, suggesting a pullback perhaps into the monthly and the weekly fair value gaps that we've built up as we've just kind of driven to the upside in this impulsive manner. Now, usually you don't impulse to the upside without some pretty interesting pullbacks. So again, we're still looking for that. We haven't quite got it. Now, the pullback that we did get was nothing to sneeze at. It was 49,000 all the way down to 40,000, and that was a pretty sizable 20% drop. Very similar to these type of pullbacks, very similar to this type of a pullback, very similar to this type of a pullback or this pullback over here. So was that enough of a pullback that we could just continue to march on forward? Historically speaking, it is possible. It is possible that that's the reset we got. That's the reset that we have to live with, and nobody's going to get these juicy prices. But again, if we do close the 2 week under 46,000, and especially if we should eventually end up drifting below 42,000, which is my hold momentum level on the 2 week, then we're going to be in that territory where we start potentially losing momentum under this 39,000 point, which does correspond with the bull zone. And losing the bull zone, usually we get a free ride to at least the neutral point, if not the bear zone. And this should be bear down here, just a little bit of a typo there. Sorry about that, Alpha Fam. But yeah, the bear zone being around 22,000, I would expect that we really wouldn't hit lower than that. And that, if we were just going to do a macro check back, it could be into this 32 to perhaps as low as $25,000 area. And I really think that buying zone is 34 to perhaps that kind of 27K area, where we do start getting a pretty nice amount of support. As you can see, we do have the 100 2 week EMA just chugging along here, somewhere around 28,000. We do have our nice 21 EMA, our Bollinger Band midline, somewhere around 35,000. And so these are pretty supportive areas for a nice check back. You can see how we bounced pretty hard off of the 100 on the 2 week down here at 25. So, could we come all the way back down and then just do it again? Yeah, it's highly possible within this teal box that I have here. Now, should the unthinkable happen and should we break my teal box, well, then we are at big risk of losing some of that macro energy that we have, basically the strength of the move to the upside. And of course, bears could be contesting to be put back into control. But as you can imagine, we do have this, this 200 EMA and also the 200 SMA, just kind of zooming up here on the 2 week, and that should probably meet us in the big alpha energy and the bear zone territory on our way down. And I do expect that just like back here, we would get a nice macro bounce. So either way, I'm looking pretty much no lower than 25,000 in my mind to perhaps have our next big DCA, should we be blessed with the opportunity to get it. And of course, you might want to try around 34 33,000 should we just not dip very far at all. And this could be just like a flash wick, and that was your last chance to get in on the next really bull run, the next bull market going into the halving. Well, that's my perspective on it for now. Of course, we're going to have to then recapture our momentum to the upside, and that's never too easy. But of course, we do have some things going for us, and hopefully, if markets remain stable and if stocks don't pull back too hard, then maybe we could get this soft landing that the Federal Reserve is looking for, and maybe 2024 could be a very good year, making new all-time highs. Until then, guys, we're just going to see how the 2 week closes in approximately 2 days. We're going to just take a snapshot there, and then we're going to play it by ear. But yeah, proud of you, Alpha Fam. It's been a long year. Really, we've been capturing the entire move since the beginning of 2023, the end of 2022. And so, we've been there every step of the way, just hitting it out of the ballpark every single step. And guys, you guys are absolutely killing it. Please do join the Discord. We're very active in the Discord, even if these videos are kind of tapering off. I had some bad news in the family. A couple of friends of mine are very sick with cancer, and then also I have some family that's dealing with similar issues, and it's just very hard to kind of put out these videos every day. In the meanwhile, you can join us in the Discord, and we can go over charts, especially with the altcoins together. Guys, that's going to be your alpha for the day. Stay safe and happy trading.